Hey guys, movie recap here. Today we are going to do a recap of the movie Stucco. The movie starts with a phone ringing on top of a table in a messy kitchen. A woman enters the kitchen and burns her hand when she tries to grab a pot. She is cooking some pasta. The phone rings again and the woman stops her routine when the voicemail starts. She hears the voice of who appears to be her ex but skips through most of the message. The woman grabs a plate of pasta, grabs it with a rag, but her hand burns again and the plate of pasta falls to the ground. By this point, we've entered a shady mood, and we can perceive that the woman is in distress. The mood of the places she is in and even the way she dresses and moves shows that she is terrified, but that her problems go beyond that. She is aware of her own fears but decides not to face them. She picks up the food and starts cleaning a stain that remained on the floor. The woman cleans her floor and the house looks white, but there are dirty plates, empty boxes of food, nothing fresh. She opens her fridge and decides to order in better. She looks to be a very organized person, methodical and psychorigid in the way she organizes her house and places her things around it. She opens a small hole on a wall to place a picture, and the bell of the house rings. Conference. She goes to answer it but looks really scared. She even falls to the ground before opening. She then checks that it is the food she ordered, and looks quite relieved. Then she grabs her phone and sends a message regarding of the hole in the wall she just opened. Then she brushes her teeth and goes to bed. The hole on the wall is well lit, and she can see it from her bed. She appears to have a nightmare where the hole comes closer. She starts coughing. The next day, the woman is in her living room attending a virtual appointment with her psychologist. She says that our protagonist should return soon to her office and that she should keep practicing meditation exercises. We know now that something horrible has happened to our protagonist, who looks traumatized in her own home even with the simplest things. The psychologist notes that her patient is coughing, and says she should use that to go to the drugstore. She says that going out for 10 minutes would be a major success. The woman promises that she'll go and shows a smile that it's obviously fake. Our protagonist grabs her keys and faces the challenge of going out of her house. Just before she leaves, she hears a coughing sound, and then she decides to change her clothes. She starts doing a meditation session and she hears the bell ringing again. She is still coughing. Her medicine arrives and she drinks it while she keeps on her meditation. The hole she opened on the wall looks messy, and our protagonist doesn't look happy with that. She starts fantasizing about houses with secret places inside their walls. In the middle of the night, she decides to stand up and go toward the hole. She sees a tongue emerging from it, which she starts kissing. That was a nightmare as well. She wakes up concerned and the bell of her house rings again. This time is the same man that called her earlier. Our protagonist goes to the ground again and tries to be completely silent. She looks about to fall apart. The guy kicks the door and the woman freaks out and cries a little. She stays silent and the man leaves on a motorcycle. Before leaving, the guy posted a note in the window of the house, which said, "You can't ignore me." The woman calls the police and gets a restraining order. She looks more peaceful and even asks the police not to arrest the guy because she thinks what he does, it's not his fault. Our protagonist installs a security camera in her living room, pointing at the wall. She keeps coughing, and her coughs are worse every time, the same way as the hole in the ground gets bigger and uglier. She finally receives the blueprints of her house and finds out that there is indeed an empty space where the hole is. This is the moment in which we realize that our protagonist is the one that appears to be making her problems even bigger. Not going out of the house is now bigger than the matter with her ex, and even bigger than the hole on the wall. The wall starts shaking and she runs to her room to check the feed from the security camera. She sees herself getting an arm out of her mouth and putting it inside the hole. She laughs while she does it. She is terrified and gets out of the room, deciding if it is worse to stay and face the hole or leave her house. She grabs a hammer and tears the wall of the hole apart. She goes in and enters a big foggy black room with a figure standing a few steps away from her. The figure is made with human parts and uses one of its multiple hands to call it our protagonist. She walks to it attracted by a magic force that doesn't let her escape. She realizes it is a throne and sits in it, even getting crowned with a crown of teeth and fingers. She takes a deep breath, and the throne starts grabbing her by her neck and legs. She escapes, grabs her hammer, and gives a big blow to the throne. Our protagonist opens her eyes and realizes she is outside, punching her car with her hammer. The hole in the wall was just a hole towards the outside of the house. The movie reflects on how even the biggest fears come from the inside more than the outside. Even if our protagonist feels safe inside her house and makes it a comfort zone, her demons won't start chasing her until she faces them. The only way of going past her trauma was literally beating the hell out of it. The moment she gives the blow to the car is a realization that she must climb out of her shelf. By facing her fears, she overpowered them. Have a look to the other videos and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a comment to help the channel. Thanks guys for watching.